as little children, we were taught to tiptoe in the home so that we wouldn't disturb anyone or bother anyone or interrupt anyone. However, we've transferred that mentality into our adult lives. When someone does something that bothers us or gets under our skin, we don't want to bother them. We don't want to interrupt them or disturb them. This morning, I'd like to talk to you about asserting yourself effectively in those situations. I'm going to share with you 4 steps how to approach those people, 4 tips. I'll do a role play, and then we'll have some conversation at the end on how well you handle it. You may have those people in your office. It may be the person who leaves their cell phone on while they're away from the desk. I had one guy when I worked in South Carolina who clipped his fingernails in the cubicle right next to me. How do you engage with these individuals? Let me give you the 4 steps and the 4 tips. Next slide, Craig. First step, state the problem. Let that person know what the issue is that is getting under your skin. So state the problem. Next slide. Tell that person how you feel. Let them know if it's annoying you, if it's making you less effective at work, but state your feelings. Next slide. Specify to them a solution. What can they do with regards to not clipping their fingernails across the cubicle? Let them know of a solution. Help them out. Because it may be a blind spot in their thinking. Next slide. And last but not least, describe to them the consequences if they follow the solution. Next slide. Now here are 4 tips with regards to this approach. Tip number 1, speak up immediately. Don't wait for a whole 3 months or 6 months or a year and say, you know, Barry, a year ago, something that you did has been bothering me. Let them know immediately and don't wait very long. Next slide. Be direct. Don't beat around the bush. Don't hem and haw. Just be direct with them. Next slide. Be pleasant. Whenever we're confronting someone, sometimes we want to kind of unload on them. Present yourself in a pleasant manner because they may be taking it very difficult. Next slide. And last but not least, be calm. Especially if they say, I'm not changing. I'm going to keep clipping my fingernails no matter what. So those are the 4 steps to the approach. Next slide. And 4 tips in applying those approach. So I'd like to welcome up my role play participant, Mary T. Will, to come up here, and we're going to role play something that she's been doing at the office that's been really annoying me. Hi, Mary T.
Hi, Greg.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
All right.
Awesome. Hey, Mary T, now we've been working together for a few months now, and I really enjoy working with you. But I want to bring something up to you that's been bothering me. And that is, you leave your ringtone of your phone on throughout the day. I know you're in a lot of meetings, and I know it's the theme song from the Beverly Hillbillies, but it gets kind of old after a while, and it makes it hard for me to work throughout the day when you're away from your desk and your phone keeps ringing.
Well, I really like that theme song.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter that you're asking me to change that, I'm not too sure about that.
Okay. Let me recommend, since it's a balmy day today, let me recommend possibly when you leave, could you maybe put it on vibrate or silent mode or something, so that those of us who are in the cubicle area, we can work a little bit more effectively?
Well, do you have another theme song that you really like? We can change it to another theme.
Yeah, how about chips?
Okay, let's go.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, changing your theme song might be helpful, okay? And I think what you'll find, Mary T, we will, in the cubicle land here, will be able to get our work done, because it takes away, a couple of minutes. That's a long Beverly Hillbilly song. And so, our chips, and we have to put on our headphones, or sometimes some of us just leave the area. And so I think all around you'll find a much more productive area. And since you are our boss, we would like to be able to work here. How's that sound, Mary T?
I'm glad you brought this to life. Right, you're a very awesome gentleman.
Great, thank you, Mary T. Okay, let's get some feedback either on the tips or approach, or maybe situations you've been in and how you've handled it. Because I'm sure all of us have experienced something either at home or in the workplace or wherever we're at. So, open up for discussion.
The only thing that I noticed right away, first you need to watch her body language immediately.
Mm.
It was closed arms.
Yes.
So that shows that she's got an issue.
Yes.
So really read that. Second, you said, it seems, I don't know, something, but you said, you always leave. When you start out with you, that puts a person on a defensive.
So what should you say?
Rather than you would say, I noticed, Mary T, that I hear
Your ring.
Beverly Hillbilly song constantly. Is there any way that you could blah, blah, blah? Rather
Okay.
than
Start with I.
do, yeah, because the minute you say you, it's like, oh, brother.
Yeah.
And it's like, that shows you're so perfect and you're so wrong.
That's good. Start with I versus you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was gonna mention that I've been in workplace situations, and something I've observed is that people enjoy taking the passive-aggressive approach to resolving these issues. And particularly, someone in a position of power management will hold a meeting to discuss a problem that some people are having kinds of situations instead of dealing with things directly. And I much prefer your direct approach to,
Okay.
let's announce to the world that we have problems.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. How about some others?
Come on, Lyle,
Come
I
on.
know you have something.
No, Mary's had something.
I want to know what
He's
you're going
right.
to say to him, because he's been bothering you
Yeah,
for
what-
over a year.
I noticed that you were really bothered by something that I did a few years ago.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
want to tell me about
Yeah, you
that?
didn't speak to me one morning at Toastmasters. Mary, how about you? Have you been in a situation where you've had to be approached or had to approach someone?
It's more of just that intimidating factor, and I think it's just a matter of having that plan and not coming at it in a defensive mode. I think that's the easy thing to do, because there's that fear of coming and talking to someone directly about it, because you just don't know how they're gonna react. But I think if you take that I notice type of feeling,
Right.
and just take care of it and deal with it directly and not let it happen over 3 months, because obviously if you let it happen for a while,
Yeah.
just you get more angry.
Yes, it builds up over time. That never happens in marriages, does it?
No.
I think what happens is people make assumptions. And they make assumptions that because they like something, everyone else is going to like it as well.
That one.
And that really is not always the case, and rarely is the case. So for example, if someone likes to listen to music while they're working,
Yes.
and they'll blare the music
Yeah.
out for everyone
Everybody hear.
everyone to hear, just because they like working in that environment, and that gets in there.
Yes, exactly.
Can I just say
Sure.
one other thing? The approach that you had to be honest and go to that person is so important, rather than taking other approaches. But
Yeah.
confrontation in general, people go, oh my God. Because most of the time, when we confront, it's you, and you're upset. Rather than it can be such an encouraging thing if it's done right with the right motive.
Right,
It
exactly.
really can,
Mhm.
because just like you said, we don't know that we're doing something sometimes until somebody brings it to our attention. Did you know that, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
And I never knew that, but that helps
That helps a
somebody.
lot. Yeah. Stephanie?
I would just add to the conversation, I know that you're specifically or this scenario is specifically focused on workplace
Mm-hmm.
conflict, and we have to be mindful of gender dynamics in the workplace
Mm.
conflict,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes the approach of passive aggressiveness and having a conversation, that it is an open dialogue, is more attractive to the gender power dynamics that exist in situations, as well as, because there can be repercussions in how you address
Right,
when
exactly.
something happens, as well as being mindful of addressing the culture of the workspace or the policies of the workspace. If
Mhm.
there's a universal policy that cell phones should be on
Right.
vibrate or not, then that becomes a universal objective
Mhm.
response, as opposed to, I don't like what you're doing.
Exactly, good point, excellent. Let's get Mary T. again.
You
That's
clicked
just
on
right.
Skype.
Oh,
Okay, to summarize the approach, state the problem to the person, tell them how you feel about it, specify or come up with a solution, and describe the consequences. But make sure, as we've discussed here, especially what Stephanie brought up and others, incorporate those things too. Every circumstance isn't the same. So don't tiptoe around the issue. Mr. Toastmaster.